Okay, we in the house. All right, good morning, millionaires. It's Free Coaching Friday. Hope everybody's feeling good this morning. My name's Haziq Ali, and I want to welcome you to another edition of Good Morning Millionaire. If you don't find yourself to be a member of the greatest newsletter on the planet, I want to suggest you go ahead and join, because we do it for you, man. Every single Friday, 3:30 p.m. It's always split into three different sections, right? You get coaching every Friday just in the skill set section alone. There's always mindset, skill set, and heart set in every edition of the newsletter. So make sure you get joined up. Go to wearemillionaireminded.com. It's going to send you the affirmations that we do every morning. And then automatically you're added to the newsletter list. So that's a big deal. Don't take it light. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call in. Hope everybody's feeling good this morning. Make sure you share this with a family member or a friend. You know, what you can do is text message @millmind to 81010, and that'll get you connected as well. Let's go ahead and call in this thing.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time, because we're going to please enter your...
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. I'm proud y'all turned in some really great questions.
Please announce yourself. All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off. All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
Okay. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling incredible this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach. I'm a self-esteem development expert, starting with my own. Okay. And then on top of that, I am the curator. I am the chief education officer of the Kaizen Academy. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the concept of Kaizen, but basically it's the philosophy of continuous improvement. And that is our most, I'm talking about, that is, our religion, if you want to think about it in a way where we can unite each other and not divide each other with all these titles. You know, maybe our religion is continuous self-improvement, making it so that we can create more impact, making it so that we can get out here and do God's work on a higher level. And we know that if we want more, we have to become more. So it's like a win-win situation. But then you add in the impact part, oh man, and it becomes win-win-win. And you get to decide whenever you want to dedicate yourself to improvement. You can right now make a decision and be living an entirely different life this time next year. People always overestimate what they can do in the next 2 weeks and underestimate what they can do in the next 2 years. They always overestimate what they can do in the next 2 months, but they underestimate what they can do in the next 2 years if they were just to focus on themselves, focus on increasing their skill set, focus on increasing their philosophy, making sure that they have a bulletproof point of view that can lead them to the promised land rather than to the place where dreams go to die. So I want to say good morning, millionaire, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I hope when you're looking in the mirror, you are starting to come from a place of millionaire, of abundance. And millionaire really ain't even that big no more. You know what I mean? It really ain't a big deal no more, but it's a start. It's a starting point. So welcome to another Free Coaching Friday. The newsletter comes out today at 3:30 p.m. So I hope that you I like that. My man David Ruffin in the house. Yeah. Good morning. Hadassah, what's up? Nicole is in here. What's up, Dorothy? I'm glad you made it in this morning. Good morning, Cindy. Alexis is in the house. Make sure you share this thing. Once I shout you out, that's your cue to share that thing. What's up, Trina? Yeah, just push the share button. Put it in a Facebook group. Share it with an entrepreneur friend you have, right? Yeah, Morose made it in. My man Alan Harmon is in the house. You got your coloring books. Hopefully Alan got his coloring books. Alan ordered about 4 or 5 of them joints. If you guys don't know, we have the world's first vision board coloring book. It's called Color Me Millionaire. All right, but it's Free Coaching Friday. I hope you are feeling good. You guys responded to last week's newsletter with some incredible stuff. So we're going to run through some of these. Also, I want to invite you to join the newsletter, this week if you haven't yet. Yeah, good morning, Christina. Yeah. What's up, Belinda? Okay. So we're getting close. Chanel in the house. What's up, Chanel? YouTube gang checking in. I love it. So we got some good responses to the last newsletter. We were saying and with every newsletter, you can always do that. You can always respond with different kinds of what's up, Kanisha? You can always respond with questions you have about your business. Obviously, some of but I've never had a job in my life. All I've ever done is build businesses. And, it's been a wild journey, right? Way before I was helping our own company make the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing companies in America, I was homeless. You know what I mean? I was sleeping in my car and all of that. I could have went to live with my brother. I could have went to live with my sister. But I made a decision that since I made this bed, I was going to lay in it. And it turned out that that's the moment I became an entrepreneur. Because you ain't an entrepreneur just because you own a business. Can we get clear on that? Right? A business owner and an entrepreneur are two different things. This is why so many businesses go out of business so quickly. An entrepreneur is focused on making the most out of the least. You understand that? Like the Harvard definition of an entrepreneur is one who pursues opportunity without regard to the resources currently controlled. Think about that for a minute. That means they're focused on making something out of nothing. Think about that. That means entrepreneurs are the wizards. Think about that. We're the magicians. We're the ones who say abracadabra, right? Like as I speak, you see it. You see what I mean? Who else manifests their dreams if it ain't the entrepreneurs? I want you to think about that. You are doing God's work. You are God's hands. You are God's feet. You are God's tongue out here in these streets. And so it is important that you get better at what you do, because goodness knows the devil be busy. Whatever that energy is you call the devil, the negative side of the atom, whatever you want to call it, right? How a plane takes off against resistance. You need that opposition force. Let me tell you something. That opposition force is there and it is real. You ain't got to plant no weeds. Think about that. Now, you got to plant roses, you got to plant tulips, you got to plant daisies, but you ain't got to plant no weeds that'll come in and strangle the life out of everything pretty in your whole yard. You hear what I'm saying to you? You got to plan your pleasure, because the pain is going to schedule itself. You hear what I'm saying to you? So we know that the dark forces are out there, but what are you doing to get busy? We know that the best direct mail purveyors are the casino owners. We know the best internet marketers are the pornography sites. But what are you doing to fight for God's work? What are you doing to get your skills so good that you can fight these negative forces and your plane can take off using the resistance of the wind? Am I making sense to somebody out there? That's what it's about. You have a perspective shift to make. You hear me? It's time for you to kind of shift your perspective if you're going to do this entrepreneurship thing. You hear me? So I had somebody ask a question, right? They was like, how do I know so many unsuccessful home-based business owners if the industry supposedly creates so many millionaires? I love that question. And that's an example of writing in a question from the newsletter, so you don't feel all awkward having to ask this in front of everybody, because I'll just keep you anonymous. You hear me? But I need you to understand, check this out, y'all. When they say something like, why do I know so many? You got to understand, it's not the network marketing company that makes you successful. In every company, there are people that do well and there are people that don't do well. It'll be the same company. It'll be the same products. It'll be different results. What is that? So that means the company ain't the determining factor for your success. It ain't the company that's making us successful. If they could do that, they wouldn't need us. So what does that mean? That means the most important factor is us. Write this in the comments. This is what I want you to start to work on. It's our contacts it's our influence, and it's our skill level. Those are the three things that determine your success. Write that down. Our contacts, our influence, and our skill level. That's what makes us successful. All three things can be learned and developed over time. Yeah, some people start with a head start. That's true, but anybody can catch up, right? Listen to me. You can learn anything if you practice an hour a day and you put 2 years into it. 2 years from now, you could have mastered piano. You could have mastered coding. You could have mastered a foreign language in an hour a day for 2 years. The problem is most people take their ability to form contacts, their ability to gain influence, their ability to learn any skill that they choose to focus on, and they use all that God-given potential to master something minor, to major in something minor. Many of us take all this potential we have to create all these contacts, this influence, and these skill levels, and we use it to focus on something mediocre. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? I want you to understand, you can learn how to create more contacts, how to get in more networking organizations. You can take those questions we gave you earlier this week and begin to blow up when you go to different networking events. You can do that, right? I'm talking about you can expand your influence by taking, that Kaizen Academy course where we talked about prospects on demand. Part 1 of that entire series is just dedicated to you growing your influence. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? We talked about how you could volunteer for different organizations. We gave you all these different ways where all of a sudden you have more influence. Because we know that if the brain gives you influence in one area, then the brain will just give it to you in all these areas. That's why if a doctor called you and had something to sell you, you just would immediately buy it. Matter of fact, they do it whenever you go. You don't even know what's in this medication they just gave you. You don't know anything about the side effects. You can't even pronounce it. But they said do it and you go do it. I mean, Michael Jordan don't know nothing about thread count or fashion. You know what I mean? Why the heck do we take him as a shoe designer? Why the heck do we take him when he would sell boxers for Hanes? It's because of influence level. And there are things you can do to grow your influence. And then as for skill level, don't get me started. You ain't know how to tie your shoes at one point. You ain't know how to cook. You ain't know how to put on your makeup. You ain't know how to drive a car. You get what I mean? But you figured it out. It ain't harder. It's just different. But the point is, are you focusing your ability to create contacts, influence, and skill level on something where getting rich is at least on the table? Because I'm going to tell you something. It ain't even on the table when you're talking about a fixed income behind job. You got to make sure that you're thinking about this thing properly, y'all. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that was helpful. Yeah, you're going to know a lot of unsuccessful people in every industry. That's the way the world works. The poor will always be with us, is what this big book on entrepreneurship says. The poor will always be with us. It's how it goes. But check it out. It ain't got to be you. It ain't got to be you and yours. You got to work on your contacts, your influence, and your skill level. All right. Let's see what other questions we got. That's right. Contacts, influence, and skill level. Contacts, influence, and skill level. Our contacts, our influence, and our skill level. That's a fact. That's why the Kaizen Academy is so important. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right, Alan. All right, and don't forget, if you are on the live line, then you can push *6 and unmute yourself. Okay, what do I say when I'm talking to somebody and they're just really, really negative? What do I say when I'm talking to somebody and they're just really, really negative? All right, that's a really, really good question. That's an amazing question. So first of all, man, what I love about negative people is that they have a problem and they know they have a problem. Can somebody type that in the comments? Negative people are great because they know they have a problem. You know, you can be trying to help out your homeboy, like you like, yo, that is not the girl for you, dog. You know what I mean? But he doesn't know he has a problem, so you're wasting your breath. You get what I'm saying? Right? What I love about negative people is they know they have a problem. So what do we do? What do we do? Right? Listen to me. You trying to avoid the negative people, and them is the best ones. So you say, what do you say to them? What do you say to them? Right? Check it out. We listen. We hear our prospects' problems. And then you could say something like this, right? You could say something like this, like, you know, it's okay to just, you know, keep this problem and just live with it for the rest of our life. Think about that. Think about it. Y'all remember how I told you about the principle of disagreement? All my Kaizenites know this. Because see, what did we just do? We created rapport, right? We agreed with them. But now how are they going to respond? Y'all remember that principle of disagreement that I told you about? If you're in the Kaizen Academy, you know the principle of disagreement, right? Where to keep the conversation going, people have to disagree with you, right? So what are they going to say to disagree? After you just now said, yeah, you know, it's cool if you want to keep your problems. It is okay if you want to keep that problem, you know. Oh, you know, I'm so sick of this extra weight. You know, it's like everything I eat goes straight to my thighs or whatever they say. And then, you know, it is all right if you want to stay like that. It's okay if you don't want to fix that ever. Just to keep the conversation going, they're like, man, I have to fix this, right? Oh, this car note, you know, is hurting me. You know what I mean? I just now checked my balance and it's like nothing has gone away from my car. Well, you know, it is okay to keep that. You can just live like that. What do? They have to disagree. They're like, nah, it's not okay. I have to fix this. So I'm trying to show you how that principle of disagreement works with negative people, because you're just getting them to sell themselves, you know. That's why another one of my favorites is, you know, so let me ask you something. If you don't work on your credit, what will happen then? So if you don't start a part-time business on the side, like if you don't have a side hustle, what will happen next? What will happen after that? Right? Because what are they? They're really negative. So what are they going to do? They're going to go worst case scenario, right? But now they're selling themselves like, oh my God, I got to do something to change this. Does that help? Does that help? So I just now gave you the principle of disagreement, and then I gave you a worst case scenario, kind of like a sparker. Those are the two ways I would deal with negative people. You know what I mean? Okay. What is our next question? Anybody else? Okay. Are rich people better prospects? Are rich people better prospects? I thought this is a really interesting question. Apparently somebody has a chicken list. They got some people that they want to holler at who, and it's so funny that all these questions were focused on home-based businesses this week. I love that. You know what I mean? I don't know where we're headed in this economy, y'all, but I know, you know, you need a business. And, you know, for my money, home-based businesses are just the best way to go. It's such a small upfront investment for such a large payoff potential. You're not going to find that in a lot of different places. So this person was like, are rich people better prospects? It's hard to generalize, you know, but all right, let's generalize. Generally, y'all, people with money have money because they know money when they see money. I dare you type that out, right? Generally speaking, people who have money because they know money when they see money. You get what I'm saying to you? a lot of times we forget that leaders lead. A lot of times we are vetoing people in our heads because we're like, they don't need this. Yeah, but maybe they want this. You hear me? Maybe they want it, right? Check it out. There's something to be said for people who have an abundance mindset, and you know them by their fruit, right? You're able to see their works, right? But then there's something to be said for people with scarcity mindset, because they're constantly looking for reasons something won't work. But you got this other kind of mindset over here that's constantly looking for reasons why it might work. Think about that. And people with less money will tend to look for reasons not to spend it. They will tend to look for reasons not to join. Why? Because they don't want to take chances. That's why they're broke. They don't want to risk, but also, you know, that may be a reason why they're broke, but also it's just a fact for them that they don't maybe want to risk the limited amount of funds that they have. So if we're going to generalize, I'm saying it's much easier to talk to somebody who understands money, who understands opportunity, and who understands risk. We shouldn't prejudge, but we do have to allocate our limited time in a way that makes sense for us, right? We do need to be taking our limited amount of finite time between 5 and 9 when we get off from working at the job. Hopefully we used our lunch hour. Hopefully we used our commute time, right? Because we marching towards something. And while most people overestimate what they can do in 2 months, most people underestimate what they can do in 2 years. Listen, the 2 years is going to pass anyway. So we got to use this time that we have in each day to reach for something more than we got, to be able to prove to God that we deserve our dreams, because he knows when we're really sitting on a bench. And why would he give us that level of influence? Why would he give us that next level of lifestyle? He doesn't want other people to follow that kind of example. So don't we need to be who we say we are so that God continues to bless us? What I'm saying to you is that there's certain people out there that's thinking like that, right? And while we shouldn't prejudge, we do have to allocate the limited time that we're given. So here's something to consider. If we have limited time, as many of us do, right? Who would we want to talk to? Would we want to talk to people with money who were more open-minded, or people with less money who were skeptical? Because millionaires, the reality is we're looking for mindset. We're looking for mindset, right? We want prospects who look for opportunities, regardless of the amount of money in their bank account. That's why that gorilla's right there, because it represents silverback mindset. You know, every newsletter has mindset, skill set, and heart set in it. Go to the website, put your name in the box, right? Put your name in your email. It's going to send you the affirmations that we do, right? But then you're automatically on the newsletter. All right. And then you're just going to get mindset, skill set, and heart set. All right. This looks like the last one we're going to have time for today. Hope this has been helpful, y'all. If it has, you know, make sure you join the newsletter. Make sure you share it with people, you know. Make sure you share this training with somebody that needs it. Y'all turned in some good questions. These are only going to be as good as the questions you turn in. I'm proud of you for turning in such good questions this past week. Respond to the newsletter with your questions this time, and we're going to get it on for you. All right. Where's the best place to start if I want to get better fast in building my business? This person, and I should have typed these in each time I had somebody type them in for me so I could have thrown them on the screen. So I'll start doing that. But good job turning in such good questions, y'all. All right, where do I start if I want to get better fast in building my business? My best advice there is learn sequences of words that help your prospects open their minds. That would be my best advice to you. I don't care what kind of sales you're in. I don't care what kind of leadership you're in. If you're trying to get better fast, learn word sequences, right? No matter how good our offering is, y'all, it doesn't matter if what we say accidentally turns people off. If we talk in a closed minds, we dead in the water. Everything we say is plinking off their forehead and falling on the ground. You get what I'm saying? Talking to people is only part of the story. How we talk to people, because some of you, we get confident. We like, yo, I'm talking to people. I'm going to keep on getting these no's until I get a yes. And I get where they're going with that, but I prefer you change what you're saying so you don't get too many no's. So you don't get so many no's. That's what I prefer. I prefer you adjust what you're saying. I prefer you adopt Kaizen as a philosophy. Kaizen means constant and never-ending improvement. It's just a philosophy of continuous improvement. That's all Kaizen is. I would like to see you create new skills. If you want to make money like a doctor, let's at least study for a couple months like a doctor. Maybe you don't have to do 12 years of school like a doctor and then a residency, but darn, can you study for 12 weeks? Can you study 12 days straight? Can you study an hour every day for 12 days? I mean, come on. So what's the best way to guarantee a yes? This is just a small example of the stuff you get in the Kaizen Academy, right? But what's the best way to guarantee a yes? I love the sentence, would it be okay if? Would it be okay if? Would it be okay if? The natural tendency of humans is to reply with a yes answer when you say, would it be okay if? As long as the request is reasonable, they're going to say yes. We feel it would be impolite to say no. Don't let that go over your head. Think about it, y'all. Would it be okay if I check back with you on Tuesday? Y'all hear that? Would it be okay if I explained everything in 2 minutes? Y'all see how that feels to you? You see how that feels? Would it be okay if you stop paying too much? Appreciate that, Hadassah. That's right. Would it be okay if we talk to your spouse tomorrow? Y'all hear how that sounds? Would it be okay if we talk during coffee break? Would it be okay if we got together at lunch? Now it feels impolite if I say no. Versus if I say something like, would you be interested in? Would you be interested in getting together because like, no? Y'all see that? It's amazing how word sequences change the response we get. This is why you got to learn to get with the program. What do I mean? I mean, the program's in your head. The program's in their heads. You got to get with the program. I got another one for you. There's an old saying. Man, we got a whole Kaizen Academy course on magic words. It'll blow your mind. But here's another. You practice these 5 words and you almost become, not in a macabre way, but you almost are able to control people's minds. It's like, it's weird. Y'all see how we just did that? Well, would it be okay? There are so many phrases like that you just don't even know. And this is what I mean about keep on getting better. But look at this one. There's an old saying. Human brains react to these 5 words by thinking, well, if it's an old saying, it must be true. After all, it is an old saying. I know that sounds crazy, but our brain loves shortcuts, y'all. We don't want to listen to these long explanations. We want real short, believable facts. See how our brain feels when we hear these facts right here. Just ride with me on this. There's an old saying that 2 paychecks are better than 1. There's an old saying, you never put your tongue on a frozen pipe. Right? There's an old saying that all wealth starts with credit score. There's an old saying that credit score is like protection from recession. There's an old saying that a side hustle is the quickest way to get rich. Y'all see what I'm saying? There's an old saying that whenever we say there's an old saying, people are naturally going to want to believe what we say next because it's an old saying. All right. Was that helpful, y'all? Scale of 1 to 10. How did that feel? Scale of 1 to 10. Scale of 1 to 10. How was this free coaching Friday? Let me see it in the comments. 1 is meh. And then 10 is, this was amazing. I learned something that I'm going to apply. Not just this is amazing, but I learned something I'm going to apply. Anybody? Anybody? How did that feel? Scale of 1 to 10. Yeah? Okay, okay. Dorothy said a 10. Hadassah said 100. That's what I'm talking about. David Ruffin said 10. This training call wouldn't have been nothing without David Ruffin. Miss Davis said 7.5. Belinda said 10. Okay. Christina said 10. All right, that's good. So we learned something we're going to apply. Can you do me a favor and put in the comments what you're going to apply? Nicole said 10. Chanel said 8. All right. If you gave it less than a 10, then please, write me, respond to the newsletter and let me know how I could make it better. That would mean so much to me. Chanel, that would mean so much to me. Shanita. Good, Kanisha. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Let us know how we can make it better. All right, it's affirmation time, y'all. It's affirmation time. Let's get it. Repeat after me. Say it like you mean it. This is important. Whatever you say after I am is a command to 73 trillion cells in your body and then the universe itself. Don't forget it's the universe. We are one. If you resonate on a higher level, the things on that level have to manifest for you, right? A radio station is just using frequency, speed of vibration. So we can change our own channel like a radio station. We can listen to the rock station and have no idea that there's a news station over there. Have no idea there's a gospel station. There's an R&B station, or we can focus on talk radio. And now our consciousness is not even aware of the song that's playing over there in the R&B station. You get what I'm saying? It's just like that with your life. You can tune yourself to prosperity and abundance, or you can tune yourself to poverty and scarcity and lack. Don't forget, the first trick the devil pulled, when you think about that first story about Adam and Eve, was the devil made Adam and Eve walk through all this abundance to come and focus on their lack. The devil is a lie. So what we do every single day is we focus on affirming. We focus on, in the beginning there was a word and all of that. So we focus on bringing that skill set, that principle to bear in our own lives. Repeat after me. Say it like you mean it. Say it like you mean it. It goes like this.